Hey, you guys. This is Tiasha Janae from Columbus, GA. I am your host of the Winning Circle podcast right here on TWC 24.7 Podcast Radio. I am so excited tonight to have you guys here. And I just want to let you guys know how grateful I am to just have this platform to be able to introduce to you some amazing authors. Guys, we're starting some new things. We got a prayer room over here. We got the authors over here. We're going to have some business and ministry over there. So it's so much going to go down. You guys stay tuned and stay locked right here on the Winning Circle podcast, right? So tonight, we are interviewing. We have two of our guests here that's going to be on with us, and that is Thelma and Mary. We are talking about the International Day of the Girl, the visionary author, which is Leslie George. She is so phenomenal. I don't know. Y'all, if y'all don't know her, get to know her, right? She will not let you sit on your gifts, your talents, your dreams, your goals. She is ready to get you to your next, right? And so this book, she's our diversity visionary, I should say, right? And this book project has been so phenomenal just in my life. So I know if it touches me this way, it's going to touch you the same way. So just going to clean house real quick. Make sure you go to the Winning Circle podcast on Facebook. That's TWC Club 2020. Hit the like button, hit the share button, go invite a friend, tell them to come watch the show. Guys, I'm telling you, there's going to be somebody on here that's going to have a testimony just for you, right? And so then go and hop on over to the other Facebook page, which is The Winners Connection, at The Winners Connection. That is our radio show page. That way you will be the first to learn when our app comes out. Yeah, I just launched it. It's coming really, really soon. Oh my God, I can't wait for it to be finished. So it's with the developer right now, and it's gonna be so phenomenal. I had to go ahead and tell you the little secret, right? So once we do that, it's on up from there. Next gonna be TV. Mark my words. But I want to just make sure that you stay locked in with us, because there's going to be so many phenomenal people coming across this platform that is already, lined up. So get ready. This is just the winning season, right? And so on the Winning Circle, everybody here is a winner. And so we want to get to meet these winners. So right now, we're going to bring to the stage Miss Thelma Titi Ahamba. Are you ready back there? I think she's eating some snacks. Let's see. Thelma, are you ready? Because we want to bring her up. I want to make sure she's okay and ready to go. But in the meantime, until she's ready, I want you guys to, until she let me know she's ready, I want you guys to also go over to Clubhouse. I'm about to get that started. I'm moving a little behind today. Bear with me. But I do want you guys to know that Clubhouse is going to be open as well, and that is the Winners Connection. So make sure that you come on over there. Let me cut this on for you guys. Hold on now. Give me one moment. The room is started. Come on in the room. We want to meet up everywhere. And then also go to YouTube. I am looking to get to 100 likes, guys, so I can change my name. Can y'all come find me? Come on and find me. We are over at the Winning Circle on YouTube as well. I mean, why not keep it everywhere? All the way everywhere, right? So we're gonna bring Thelma up. I think she's ready. Thelma?
Yes. Hi, Tiasha.
I can't see you. Oh, okay. That's why I didn't bring you up, because I couldn't see you. So I was
I,
making sure she's ready.
I was trying to tend to my baby. I'm sorry.
Oh, got it. Listen, Thelma, tell them where you are right now.
All right. Hi, guys. I'm so happy to be on here tonight. Is my camera okay? Okay.
You're fine.
So I'm so happy to be on here tonight. Our first time on Tiasha's show, the Winning Podcast. I am from Liberia, but right now I am sitting somewhere in the Anambra state of Nigeria, and it is 1:21 in the morning.
Yes. See, guys, listen. When I tell you, when it's a passion about what you do, and when you do what you got to show up. And sometimes that means staying late and coming early. So listen, I'm gonna move out the way real quick, Thelma. I want you to just give them a brief. You don't have to tell them everything because I'm gonna come back and ask you some questions, but just tell them a little bit about who you are, what you do, and why you do what you do. And in the meantime, I'm be in the back. Let you get your stage presence, okay?
All right, sure.
All
My name is Thelma Ahamba, and I am a um, social media marketing strategist. I am a podcast host as well. It's called Lemonade Chats with Temming, and I'm into training and say I like to call it hangout in that training. So I do help business owners and entrepreneurs and professionals to manage their online presence and monetize it. So, if you're looking for anything in that space, and I focus especially on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, and I love the beach, and as well, I am an author. Yes, I shouldn't forget to mention that. Guys, I am a two times international best-selling author for 2 books. And yes, basically that's me. I like to share inspiration and give other people the platform to do the same. So that's Thelma in the nutshell. I'm a social media strategist and I'm a copywriter. So also if you need copywriting, I'll be right with you. Thank you so much, Tiasha. I guess I'm gonna just have to wait for my next question.
Yes, guys, y'all hear that? Copywriting, and she also is a social media strategist. So get at your girl. She is ready there to help you get to where you're going. She said that so fast. I was trying to work on something in the background, but it's okay. We're gonna get this done. But I'm just excited. I'm so excited to have you
Uh,
on here tonight, and I'm just grateful that you are showing up and showing out. We tend to make excuses on why we can't do anything, and here you are staying up late to catch our show. That is, I'm just humbled, and I'm grateful, and I'm thankful that you thought enough to do that, because you didn't have to do that. So I'm just happy to have you here on tonight. And then also, I do want to ask you, so this book project, you said that this is not your first book, right? So what was
yeah.
your other book?
So quite recently and interestingly, this book, International Day of the Girl, came before the book that was launched first. So it's called Reaffirm, and Reaffirm is a book that was written by 15 inspirational and man, I call them powerhouses. They're so full of life and so full of energy and every positive vibe you need in your space to charge you up. It was written by 15 amazing writers, and the visionary author is uh, Dr. Tishana Taylor. So,
Yes.
and as God could have it, I was introduced to Tishana through Leslie, and
Oh.
we had started working on the International Day of a Girl. And then Dr. Tishana had her book project coming up, and she shared it on social media. And
Mhm.
I shared it out of the honesty of my heart. And then I told myself, so you're going to share this good news and let other people be part of this blessing, and you're not going to tap into it. And I'm like, "Nope, I'm tapping into this." And then
Yes.
Reaffirm came out first, but I started working on International Day of the Girl first with Leslie. So
Yes. And
both books
see,
are,
I had them on
that,
the show.
huh?
I had the reaffirmed authors on the show right before this.
Yes,
Yes.
interesting. That on my turn. I kind of missed. I kind of got that was when I traveled to Nigeria, so I kind of missed the date in between somewhere.
Yeah,
So by
but
the
you're
time,
still here.
yes,
Now you
exactly.
can
So
talk about both.
that's a good one, you know. And I'm
Yeah,
happy to be back on this same show, even though I missed my shot the first time.
yeah. And this is look, there's always a place here for you. This is home. This is where the winners connect. So we are connecting. I look at this platform as a place where we are a circle and we all are connected. There's no breaking a circle. And we're
Hmm.
family here. And so when you come on this platform, we want you to share who you are, what you do, why you do what you do, what winning is, and all of that good stuff. Because there's other people out there going through things that you've been through. So speaking of things that you've been through, you could talk about Reaffirmed and International Day of the Girl because you have two stories out there, which is so phenomenal and awesome. And so with those platforms, with both of those shows, not shows, books, shows. See how I'm claiming all these podcasts and
I know
shows, broadcasts. Listen, that's how God works. See, He lets you speak it out your mouth, and you hear it
exactly. Two
clear, and
book.
that manifests, right? Yes. So on these two book projects, tell us a little bit about what you wrote in these books. Like who are you helping with your chapters and what were they about?
So let's go with International Day of the Girl first. So International Day of the Girl gave me the opportunity to share my experience on how I pivot with my business and my career. So, um, because this book was about the pandemic edition, in this book I spoke about finding the purpose in your pain. And no matter how terrible a situation may be that you may find yourself, there's still something good that can come out of it. Because I remember in the heat of the pandemic, I was hitting all kind of milestones in my life. I was about to be a first time mom. In the heat of the pandemic, I became a first time mom. So I had given birth in December of 2019, and the pandemic hit my country, Liberia, in March. So my baby was only 3 months old, and I was on my maternity leave from my previous job and moving to my next job. So it was hard because we all had the blows of the pandemic, and then coming from my previous job, which was more NGO kind of thing. And then I was moving into private sector, which is business. And that was like my first time stepping into the tech space, like actual tech space, because it's a GSM company. Stepping into that company, now I'm stepping into an environment where people working from home, and I had nothing but my cell phone. And then I'm like, how am I going to work? I don't have knowledge of this space. I know I'm just good with marketing, but now getting into a new space and then I have to work from home and all I have is just my phone. Because at the time, they hadn't given us a laptop because I was new. So everything was kind of taking slow to just get up and running. So it was pretty hard. And then I also am a fashion, yes, I did not mention that, but I'm a fashion designer. I co-own a fashion brand called Ahamba Clothing. And you can also check that out on www.ahamba, which is my last name, and clothing starts with a K.com. And you'll check my website and see what we literally will make with our hands. And yes, and we're also on Instagram. So you can check the website and check Instagram, ahamba underscore clothing with a K. So with regards to the business, we were, I'm like, this pandemic is terrible. I remember sitting in my couch and drowning in depression every single day watching the pandemic hit one country after the other. And interestingly, it was eating up Western countries. And coming from where I'm coming from, if you mention Liberia, we're not half of the advancement that these countries have. If anything, we're literally the first people that will hand out stuff to if they were to do some giveaways, right? So, looking at the countries we depend on in the Western world being swept and chewed by coronavirus, that just took my depression and fear to a whole new level. So, with business, fashion business rely on the movement of people and gathering and everything. So that put a halt on our business. So and my husband runs the business full time. So the only income we had coming in at home was this my new job that I was just starting to learn. So it was pretty hard. And then every time I go out, there were so many masks on the market, and people were trying to. Everybody felt okay. Every tailor in the area felt I could get my hands on some masks and then sell it. But interestingly, because there was lack of resources, most masks that was being fixed were ill-fitted. It was either too uncomfortable, too tight, and just so stressful. So people would rather risk their lives by not wearing masks than to wear the one that would suffocate them. So while I was going to work, I was coming across essential workers who were struggling with these things, and I'm like, I told myself I didn't want to just go into that because I wanted money on the table. So we were not gonna do it. So I'm like, you know what? I asked a few people what was their experience. Why would they not wear the mask, right? Instead of them just wearing the mask and just keeping safe. I mean, we're not we're not used to the fact that we'll keep something over our nose to breathe. That was not how we were made. So absolutely, we can't get used to it. We just have to take our time to get adapted. And then they started giving me their reasons why they can't use the mask. So it was uncomfortable and everything. So I'm like, let's do a prototype that will make it easier for somebody to breathe and talk on the phone and feel stylish. So it encourages them to wear the face masks and stay safe. So helping fight the coronavirus to help keep people safe. So we did a prototype and then I posted it on my social media platforms and I was getting really good feedback. The intention was not to make money, it was just to help people stay safe. So I remember us selling our face masks for $1 just to have every single essential worker that was out there and in the front line, just to help them keep safe. So that was where, when the projects came about, I was like, I mean, we're not making money anyway. Business was stopped. So the best we could do is join hands and help fight the virus. But the good thing about this is, as I told my story, I found purpose in the midst of that. My account balance was zero, literally, with the business account, it was zero. But we were able to contribute to the safeguarding of our community. And that taught me a great lesson that in business, if you can look out for the community that you serve and every single person that's associated with your business, whether it's your customers, every other stakeholder, if you can get it right with them, your bottom line eventually will take care of itself because you need these people to thrive as a business. And that was what that taught me. And that was the story I wrote about in the International Day of a Girl, that you can find purpose in your pain. And the good thing is, we did not make money during the pandemic. We were only contributing. But guess what? That gave us visibility. That gave us opportunity to be featured in on websites and stuff, and we're featured on the American Embassy website because I'm a scholar, not a scholar but a fellow from the Mandela Washington Fellowship, a fellowship that is taken care of by the US government. So they were interested in the story. My college was interested in the story, and other platforms were interested in the story on how we're helping fight the virus. So it did not give us, we did not make money of it. We did not get no profit, but we were able to find our purpose in that messed up situation, and we're able to join our hands to help fight the virus, which eventually brought us good tidings at the end of the day.
Yes. I love that. I love that. And that's so inspiring because, sometimes when you're in struggle mode, your first thought process is how I'm going to make money. And you know that God has created us to be creators under, the sun. So we're here to create. Everything is here. And so, or we were equipped to do everything. And so you have the knowledge and wisdom to create. And I'm on here, I kept looking down. I was looking at the site and checking out the little outfits. I like that sister dot. I need it. I need that. So I will definitely be getting with you so I can get what I want from there. Okay. But
Awesome.
yes. So that, I mean, that's amazing, that you are creating something out of, you know, the situation that you're in. That's very positive. And that can encourage someone else who are sitting at home thinking, what I'm gonna do? What am I gonna do? You know? And so I love that. And so that's your story in International Day of the Girl, right?
Hmm.
So it's basically for someone who is in a position where they're trying to figure out like something new. That's what I'm
Exactly.
getting from your story.
And because there was lockdown and everything, we couldn't have access to new materials.
Hmm.
So this is just going to and what we had to do to come up with face masks was to use the pieces of the materials we had done before, recycle them into face masks. So sometimes you may feel you don't have enough resources, and not to sound cliche, but you always hear people say, "Start with where what you have at where you are."
Yes.
Sometimes you may think you need bunch of stuff, but you can actually pick up the pieces around you and make something beautiful out of it,
My
like you build.
God.
So it doesn't matter where you are in life or in your business or in your career, you can still pick up those pieces that you think, oh, they're as good as being thrown in the trash. Pick them
Hmm.
up, pick out those pieces. You are the main ingredients in your lemonade recipe. Now let me bring my so I believe so much in telling our lemonades, telling our stories or how and how we turn our lemons into lemonades.
Hmm.
And one thing that has happened is we all have different ways to make our lemonade, and that's where you come up with, oh, I like pink lemonade, I like green lemonade, I like blue lemonade, and stuff like that. But one key thing in each lemonade recipe is you, the creator of lemonade. You're unique, and nobody can take that from you. Even if there's Tiasha lemonade, there's not they're not you. They've
Right.
not had this, and there's one thing that take from you. So bring that you into the story, bring that you into the picture, and
Ooh, I
see
love
how
it.
you can spice things up.
I love that. I love that. That is so awesome. So, oh my gosh, that was great. That was great. And we always used to say that back in the day, turn your lemons into lemonade. But when you say it and you put the story behind it, that you are the lemon, in the lemonade, you are the main ingredient.
Hmm.
That that speaks volumes, and I don't think people really understood that, because now that I hear you say it, they say turn your lemons into lemonade. We're thinking about situations and things like that. We're not looking at you are the lemon. You are the main ingredient. So that's powerful. I love that. I do. And so is there anything that you want to leave the listening audience before we go to our next guest, Miss Mary Moss?
Yeah, so what I leave our next guest is, and just a snippet from Reaffirm.
Hmm.
What I shared in Reaffirm, this might sound, the International Day of the Girl might sound like, okay, I'm a superhuman, which I'm not. But I was so fixed on sharing another story about our coming out of a situation victorious. But then I just had that conviction, and it was the day I was supposed to turn in the manuscript, and I heard this deep voice in my heart say, I should write about my struggle. I
Mm.
should write about my struggle with insecurity because of alopecia. And I'm like, I'm sitting in the shower. I'm like, no, I have never spoken about this before. This is like my worst nightmare. When I talk about my alopecia, it's like I'm talking about being naked. I
Oh,
can't, and that had me hooked for tons and like so many years. And
mhm.
I remember sending a group chat that I'm supposed to turn in the manuscript tonight, but I'm having a different pool to write. thing I'm struggling with.
Mm-hmm.
So at the when that project came about, I wanted to talk about something that I have overcome and not something overcoming.
Right.
What we do not get is our healing is in the exposure of whatever we're struggling with.
Yes.
And I can tell you for a fact, and I tell Dr. T every single chance I get to tell her, the moment I took my laptop to start writing about my struggles with my alopecia and
Mm-hmm.
everything, that was the beginning of my healing and me accepting myself and me loving myself 100% and me showing up like I don't have any flaws, because in that process of writing that book, I realized on me that my imperfections do not define me.
Nope.
And before that, I used to think, well, you're not pretty. Well, or because you have your hair issue, you're not as beautiful. Maybe you're not so intelligent, and people wouldn't be attracted to what you say. People only be distracted by your hair, stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. Sometimes we're just fighting all these wars within, and people don't really see it that way. I
Mm-hmm.
remember when I with my hair in a bun, right? I met a doctor of a family friend. My godfather had passed, and we went to sympathize with the wife. And then
Right.
I met her at the grounds where they were mourning, and we had a really good conversation. And then throughout the conversation, I realized he did not even take a second look at me. He was so interested in the conversation. I told myself, girl, you've been keeping your mouth shut for all this while and your amazingness.
Mm.
Because you're so afraid that people are gonna judge you. But here you are, you made this intelligent, really great conversation. And he did not take a second look at my edges. And I'm like, I've been holding all my goodness back. And sometimes you will never believe that your healing process will start when you start, just like a surgery, you have to dig it up. You don't have to polish it. You don't have to cover your scar. You need to expose it, and then people start getting used to you being with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because what happens is, and I realized that with the alopecia and everything, I started making certain hairstyles. So by the time I started putting hair in the bun, now people start like, okay, okay, and in 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 the midst of that, it's not like people won't laugh. But I mean, before you even started opening up about it, people were still laughing at you.
That's what they do. That's
But
unfortunate.
now people are laughing with me
My
because they're not so focused on my insecurity. They're focused on my amazingness,
yes.
on how amazing I am. And now they're like, girl, we don't even see that insecurity.
My God.
And sometimes it starts with you showing up and you
Mm-hmm.
stepping into your flaws and letting yourself know that I am 100% imperfect and I am 100% awesome.
Here go Mama Bear. Look, Mama Bear just popped up.
Dr. T,
Right on time, right? Yes. There is Mama Bear. Hello, Dr. Tashana Taylor. Isn't she awesome? I love it. I love that story. We tend to want to cover up everything. I used to try to say, you know what, I'm gonna get my makeup on and do this, and I look pale. I probably look like I feel right now, but guess what, I'm still showing up. You're tired, you're over there, and it's 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and you're still showing up. And I'm
and
sure Miss Mary Ma, she'd have been through some things, but guess
my
what,
sleep,
she's showing up.
yeah,
Huh?
my sleep is gone.
It's gone. You excited now, huh? She said, "Hello, beautiful. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. I am just so excited to hear your testimony, because in that testimony right there, what that shows me is that you are transparent, that you were obedient to the word of God. When God says to move, you move. You didn't just oh, I'm just going to turn into this store and bump what you said. Here you go. It's due today. I don't have time. You didn't make no excuses. You showed up, and you showed up unapologetically as who you are, and not trying to be someone that you're not. And that right there is what I call reaffirm. Okay. Because you are reaffirming who you are and whose you are. And you telling people, listen, it's okay. It's okay if you have flaws. We are all imperfectly perfect.
Mm-hmm.
We are made just in God's image. We are to look like Him. We are to walk like Him. We are to talk like Him. Jesus did not walk this earth with gold and jewelry and all these, flashy things. He didn't do that. He came as he was. And so when we understand that we are to show up as we are, and show people who we are and what we have to offer without worry about what they're going to say or what they're going to do, then that's when we succeed and excel. And so we showing up, y'all, how we
Mm-hmm.
are today. Okay. Yes. So thank you so much, Thelma. I'm gonna bring you back up in just a moment, but we're gonna bring Mary Moss up, and we're gonna give her spotlight so she had this stage, and she could come tell us who she is and what she do and why she do what she do. So thank you, and don't go nowhere. We'll be right back with you. Okay.
Thank you so much, Tiasha.
My pleasure. Yes, guys. I love that. That testimony was awesome. I love it. I love it. Welcome, welcome, Mary. How are you?
I am so awesome tonight. Wow. What a powerful story.
I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. That
Yes,
was amazing.
yes, yes,
And
yes.
it's amazing to be here.
I'm
I
so glad
just
to have you.
love being part of this project and I love being on your platform.
Yay. I love that. Thank you. Thank you. I love having you guys here because it brightens my day. And I didn't realize that this platform was ministry for a long time. I didn't realize that it was healing my soul, to have this platform. So I want to change this out because I got Thelma stuff up, but we are with Mary Moss, and you guys got to connect with her too. So we want to scroll her stuff at the bottom. But man, like just having you here is so awesome because you guys give me somebody to talk to. You give me so much encouraging and motivational spills when we talk. And it could be a conversation over the phone, through Telegram, through Facebook, Instagram. It don't matter. You guys show up for me. I'm showing up for you. We're just going to show up for one another. That's that circle again. We're just connected everywhere. And when we connect like that, to me, that is so powerful because we can do so much more together than we can apart. And
Absolutely. It's a beautiful thing.
yes. So speaking of together, Mary is actually one of my business partners, guys. We are collaborating on some amazing things, including the magazine, TWC Elite Magazine, which is for sale. It's for pre-sale. But guys, both myself, Mary, and Leslie, the visionary author of International Day of the Girl, have came together to collab on a publishing project where we are bringing you from one word, the first word, all the way to number one Amazon bestseller. So, guys, listen, this is going to be so awesome. And we're looking for people. So, whenever you're ready to write that book and write that story, get with Mary, get with myself, or get with Leslie, and we are ready to send you the link so you can get started and we can get you where you need to be. But I'm going to back up and I'm going to digress because I want Mary to have this platform. I want her to have this show. So I'm going to move out the way and I want you to share with the world who you are, what you do, and why you do what you do.
All right.
All right.
Well, thanks again, Tiasha. It's great to be here. I am Mary Moss. I'm the CEO of Divinely Designed LLC. And one of my, Tiasha talked about her show becoming a ministry. what I love doing more than anything in the world is to help writers find ways to have their voices heard, to tell their stories, to make a little money, and to empower women to share their divinely designed story to heal the world. Because our stories are not for us, they're for the world, and the world needs our stories now more than ever. And this book is just evidence of that. This pandemic, the last almost 2 years now, has just rocked everyone's world. But I am fondly known as the word wizard. I love the beauty and magic and power of words, anything having to do with words. And so to be associated with Tiasha and with Leslie in this book, but also as business partners, is just a no-brainer and a natural fit. I talk to so many people who tell me I just don't think my story matters, who have never believed their story mattered, people who have been told their story doesn't matter. And a lot of times we start believing that for reasons dating back to our childhood, maybe just things that people said that they didn't mean to harm us, but their words stung, and we kept that message rolling around in our heads our whole lives, that don't talk about yourself, it's bragging, or don't tell people about that episode because whoever will be embarrassed, or it's embarrassing, or whatever. What I help women do, particularly women, I do have a couple of male clients now, is to tap into what their story is, what part of it they want to tell, and why they want to tell it. I do that because there was a time when I didn't believe my story mattered. I've been writing my whole life since I was old enough to talk almost. And about 20 years ago, I had a mentor. He was a mentor in many ways. And I wrote poems. I had a couple of blogs. I just shared a lot of my writing with him and with several other friends, many other friends. And every once in a while, I would write a piece and send to him and say, do you think this is any good? Do you think anybody, would want to read this? And he got so exasperated with me one time after, I imagine it had been years. He said, Mary, when are you going to believe me when I tell you you're a gifted writer and this is great piece and people need to read what you're writing? And that was kind of like a breakthrough, because I could hear him saying that all the time. Oh, this is great. This is great. But it wasn't until my head and my heart made the connection that, oh, I have a story to tell. And it's a story that will help others, because I'm all about helping others heal, helping others share their story, helping others live into who they were divinely designed to be. And so, like Tiasha, like a lot of other women in this book and in my life, what my business became a ministry. I didn't realize that was going to happen, but God, of course, hi Tashana, thank you. God knew what he was doing. He always does, right? He sets us up in a lot of ways without our even knowing it. But then he pushes us to pursue the path that he sets for us. And so that's why I love helping people discover that their stories matter and to share them with the world.
There we go. So now we can talk. Yes. So that is so awesome. And our words do matter. And that's just amazing. And a lot of us, like you said, we don't believe that our words matter. But it does. Look at my dog's barking. Lord, listen to him. Um, they want their interview too, I guess. Hello, Tanisha. Welcome, welcome, sis. So, give us this story about why did you join this project?
Well, I love the whole premise behind it. First of all, I'm all about empowering women, but just the story of Leslie's cause of helping raise money for women who don't have the feminine products that they need. And once she told me that story and said that some of the proceeds were going to that and that she wanted to call attention to that, it just felt like a perfect fit. And especially doing the pandemic edition, because like everybody, I was deeply impacted by the pandemic. Excuse me. Most of the ways that I was impacted ended up benefiting me and helping me grow my business, find my purpose. But I realized that that was not the case for so many people in the world, and that I noticed so many people experiencing grief over losing their jobs, um, losing their way of life, the uncertainty, the fear, some people losing their health, losing loved ones. And so what I realized through the process was that I had already been prepared for this type of experience, for an experience of being um, isolated, of being intentionally pulled apart, set apart. It was my own doing. After my mom died, I stayed in grief and depression for a number of years and shut the world out. I went through the motions of living, but going through that grief and then traveling out to find healing and hope, it made me realize that this is just a time, a period of time, that it's not going to last forever, that God is using this in ways that we can't even imagine. So what it helped me realize was that I can't remember who coined the term long obedience. And it's something I am not good at it. I don't like to wait. I'm not a patient person. And so God has done some powerful work in me through the grief process that I went through, but especially in the last couple of years. It has helped me be more compassionate about people who are struggling with all kinds of the mental health. We have a mental health crisis like never before because of the pandemic as a result of that. And it just made me realize that we need to be better people in the world for each other. And so I can't help but be grateful that I had had the previous experience to realize that I was going to walk out of it, that God was going, not only was he there in the process, even though I didn't feel him, but that when it was all over, he was going to be there and say, see, I told you it's going to be okay. You got this. And so it gives me hope that not only that we won't be in this forever, but that people will come out the other side, hopefully as better human beings who care about each other a little more.
Well, that is definitely the case. And man, this pandemic has been something. It has definitely been something for a lot of people. And I think it was our book launch. I think someone said that we are all in the storm, but we're in different boats. And so that right there was powerful because we all do have different situations going on, but that mental piece, oh my goodness, That
Yes.
mental piece, that's to me the storm, not just the pandemic, but that mental piece to me is the storm. And and how we deal with it is totally different. So I love that you brought that up, because a lot of people don't talk about mental illness. They want to sweep it under the rug. Oh, we're
Mhm.
fine. But then you end up with Robin Williams, people, they're committing suicide, or they're stealing, or they're robbing because they don't know what else to do.
Right.
But and sister Tanisha, she's tagging people right now. She just tagged Darissa. We love Darissa, and we were both with her on our platform. What's in your hands? We got to pull that out of us. It's already in us. It's
I
already.
think of her often in this journey because that's what a lot of us had to figure out to what to do, right?
Yeah.
Thelma talked about all she had was her phone,
Mm-hmm.
right? But she didn't let that be an excuse. So people like Darissa help us realize that we can use what we literally have in our hand,
That's
and
right.
that we can not only help other people, but we can make a living at it.
Mm-hmm. That is true. That is true. So your chapter, what was your title of your chapter? Do you
I think
remember?
a time and a place, I think.
Yes, that's awesome. And so your chapter was about what exactly?
It was about being in this time uh, of of waiting, really,
Waiting.
and of being set aside,
Mm,
and like I said, the long obedience, because how we come out of this, you know, it is how we will be judged, right? And
wow.
we can say that, well, I just weathered the storm and hunkered down, or we can say that I reached out to others who may not have the capacity to do that. I offered, that's why I love the platform of Clubhouse. And I think the
Yeah.
timing of that, talk about divine timing, because it gave a way for us to connect like no other platform ever had before.
Yes.
And who knows how many lives might even have been saved from being able to make those connections, to
And
have somebody else to talk to that we never would have been able to connect with.
you're right. You are so right, because I've made a lot of connections since the pandemic. And we tend to speak a lot about our struggles, but we also have a lot of wins. And
Yes.
and so that is a big determination of like what is winning, what exactly is winning in your mindset. Because when we think that, hey, I don't have two pennies to rub together, that we're losing, that's not losing. If you still got a roof over your head, if you still got clothes on your body, shoes on your,
Exactly.
you're still winning. If you wake up in the morning. So I do want people to really think about, what exactly do winning mean to you, because it means so much. It means different things for different people. And so we want to tap into that. So, okay. So how many books do you have actually?
I have published two of my own.
Okay.
Um, Both of them are titled after unnamed women of the Bible.
And I love
I'm working on my third book that is, I think, I can finally say it's almost done now. I put it on pause some during the pandemic, um, but that one will be Woman Afflicted for 12 Years.
Okay.
And it's kind of timely. I didn't intend it that way, but God knew about the timing of that, right? Talk about long obedience and long faith,
Oh,
right? So that'll be coming out soon. And then I counted up the other day, I think I've been part of 5 anthologies.
ooh.
And this one and another one became Amazon #1 bestsellers, which
Yes.
is so exciting.
Yes. And that was my next question. How does it feel to have
It's
number?
great.
Oh my
It gives you credibility, not that that's not why I write. I certainly do not write for accolades, for recognition. I write because that's how God made me. I write because I want to help other people. But to get those accolades and to get that recognition, it gives you credibility.
Oh yeah. And see, you're so humble, and I love that about you because, like you said, you're not looking for that. You're doing it because you know that there's a purpose behind it. That purpose is to help people, and that's your number one focus. And then, with that being said, to in return get the accolades from it, it's just so. It's like, God, that's not what I wanted, but thank you.
Right.
No,
But thank you. I'll take
yes,
it.
I'll take it. Yes, I know that's right. Thank you so much, Tanisha, for tagging and sharing the show to others. Good evening, Auntie. That's my Mary Thomas Trotter. That's right there. That's Tanisha's mom. Congratulations, Mary. She said
Thank
congratulations.
you.
Yes. So I'm excited. I'm just really excited. Like, do you have anything that you would like to share with our listening audience?
Not really beyond what we've talked about, just that what if I have a conversation with anyone, especially anyone new, within the first 2 minutes, they will hear your story matters.
Yes.
And I love helping people discover why and what to do about that.
Yes, yes. I love it. I love it. Do you have the link on your link tree already for writing the book?
For our collaboration, yes.
Yes. So you make sure that you guys go follow her link tree. It's right here, right below. See it? Scrolling? Yeah. Go follow. Go to it. Look at everything she got to offer. This lady is thebomb.com. You hear me? She has some amazing products on her platform that each and every one of you guys would tap into. She is doing an author showcase. I want you to talk a little bit about that as well. Can you tell them?
Yes, I thank you. I love that.
Yes.
I have the next one is November 20th, and then we'll pick up again in January. But authors sign up. We create a personalized flyer, and they can give them a link they can share with all their friends, and then they can have a platform to introduce themselves, to tell, sort of like this, to tell a little bit about themselves and about their book. And then they can read for up to 5 minutes out of their book.
Yes.
Whatever they want to. And that has been such a powerful and empowering experience. So many authors have never heard their work. And it's an entirely different experience. It gives me chills just thinking about how amazing it is to hear. I mean, I'll never forget the first time I heard someone read one of my poems out loud, and it just affected me emotionally in a way that it could not, just reading it. And so for them to make that connection with their work, but then we create an author reel, a little intro reel for them to use for their own use, and they are free to have a copy of the recording. We broadcast across multiple platforms, and then we have 2 landing pages, one where the author's profile is displayed and people can link on them and find out how to connect with them. And then we're creating an author showcase bookstore where each of the books that are featured on the showcase stay on the landing page forever with a link to purchase them.
Yes, I like that. That's a good idea.
It's been really fun, and it's a great way to feature authors. Some authors, you don't even need to have a web page. We give you that platform to use with the landing pages.
Oh yes, see, I love it. I love it, and I have to I have to be a part of that. I am actually working on that because
I know we've been talking about it with the 9 million things you have going. I know it's hard.
I know, and it's so fun, and you want to do everything. You don't want to miss
Right.
nothing in this season, and you just want to be obedient. You want to do when God say move, you got to move. And so sometimes it gets overwhelming, but then other times it's so satisfying because
Right.
when you check off your list and you say, God, I did that. You told me to do that. I did it. God, I did that. And it's like, you know,
Yes, absolutely.
and I love that. I do. I do. And this is going to be so phenomenal, guys. Listen, if you are an author out here and you don't think that, you're selling enough books or that you're promoting to the right people and you need platforms, reach out to one of us or both of us even. She has a platform, I have a platform. We got other platforms that we're connected to. We will put you in touch with people that you need to get you where
Yes.
you need to be. So that's the power of connections and circles and collaborations, and we just want to get you there. So use us. That's what we're here for, right? So
Absolutely.
I'm excited. I don't know how every time I'm on this show, I'm so lost for words that all I can say is I'm excited. And so it's just good to have you guys here. I think we lost Thelma. I know it is late there. It's
He
probably
might have gone to bed.
yes, yes. It is 2:15 over there almost.
Yes.
And so we're gonna let her get her rest and everything. I did want to bring her right back, but she does have her little babies that she's tending to as well. So I want to make sure that we just give her a shout out. Say, Thelma, we love you. Thank you for coming on the show. Also, Mary, we appreciate you as well for being here. And before you go, we already talked about where they can find you, which is your link tree, the Mary Moss, and all social media platforms. She's the Mary Moss. There's no other. If you see them, that ain't her. The Mary Moss. Okay. I just get it correct, right? Yes. And then Mary, oh my goodness. I just lost my train of thought. Okay, so we got your link tree up so they could connect with you. But also tell them, because I didn't get to ask Thelma, but what does winning mean to you?
Oh, that's a great question. Honestly, what winning means to me is when I have worked with a client and they message me and say, "You're not going to believe the great thing that is getting ready to happen. Thank you so much for helping me figure this out." Or even if it's something that wasn't part of our conversation or part of my working with them, when I take on someone as a client, it starts a relationship. It's not just about an exchange of money. And so winning to me is to get that inbox saying, "Thank you so much. I can't believe, how much you helped me." That is everything.
See, and that's so powerful because that's what God does. He uses us to help others. And sometimes you don't even know. It can be
Yes.
a conversation that we had, and I could have said, "Hey, I was thinking about something." And you're like, "Well, did you think about this?" And then it just make your mind just like, "Whoa, okay, now I know what to do." And Nick, you could have just said 3 words, but what comes easy to one person might not be that easy for
That's
someone
right.
else. And that's why it's so good to collaborate and to just open your mouth. You can't tell everybody your vision, right? Because people will run with it, but they can't run it like you. And
That's
so
right.
when you have something that you're working on and you need help, you got those select people that you can go and contact and say, "Hey, listen, this is what I'm working on. What do you think about this?" And that they're either going to ride with you or they're going to assist you, and they're not trying to get anything out of it. They just want to see you succeed and win. And that's what we do here on the Winning Circle podcast. We want to see you win. We want to see you get marketing and exposure and brand and all of that good stuff, get it out there to the world. And so again, she's on our magazine as well. So guys, look out for the Mary Moss. And thank you so much again for coming.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yes, ma'am. All right, guys. So we're going to close this thing out tonight. We're going to let Mary get some rest. I'm going to try to get some rest. And Thelma, I think she's already beat us to the bed. So we're going to bed.
Let's do it.
Yes, yes. So again, thank you so much for joining us. And I will be reaching out to you soon. Okay. So yes, guys, listen, this is the Winning Circle podcast right here on TWC 24.7 Podcast Radio, where we host a lot of shows, bringing a lot of guests that are in several different areas of entrepreneurship, authors, ministry, you name it. We're bringing them here because we want to show them to you and introduce you to them so that you guys can connect, collaborate, and build together. So with that being said, I am your host, Tiasha Janae, and we are out. See you later.